On this episode of Scoundrels, Hal Linkey, self-help extraordinaire,
I'm Hal Linkey, life coach extraordinaire.
or cocky scammer.
When I do God's work, it's basically on par with what I normally do.
Born Samuel Rabinowitz, Hal Linkey grew up on Martha's Vineyard. Former friend, your pal, Leroy McDowell, remembers. Yes, I grew up with Samuel Rabinowitz. He grew up to be who? In 1968, Samuel Rabinowitz's parents divorced, citing Samuel as the reason. In and out of jail until he was 27, Samuel, now going by the name Hal Linkey, enters Wall Street, where he makes his first $1 million. His former employer recalls his odd behavior.
Yeah, Mr. Linkey worked for me for approximately 2 years. The man was a human tank. I mean, he could go out and just do copious amounts of drugs, come in the next day and pull in huge numbers. Plus he knew where to get the best.
What happens between 1979 and 1990 is unclear. What is known is that Hal Linkey writes 8 self-help books. One is even a Detroit Free Press bestseller. He also writes and produces 6 audiobooks, 14 pamphlets, and 3 comic books. But trouble strikes in 1991 when allegations arise from Hal Linkey's first audiobook.
I worked with him in 1978 on his first audiobook, Mine Book. And let me tell you, he was nothing more than a troublemaker and a threat to everyone on that set.
After settling out of court for an undisclosed amount, $3,500, and a Volkswagen Thing, Hal Linkey took on his greatest scam yet, the afterlife.
Ladies, gentlemen, spirits. That's right. I'm talking to you in the spirit world. Well, not so much those of you who've already passed on, but those of you who are on your way to the spirit world.
Once again, Hal Linkey is taken to court. Almost broke and desperate, Hal Linkey flees the U.S. In an exclusive interview, Hal Linkey told Scoundrels exactly what happened.
I was overseas. I was in Cambodia for a few months, working with some at-risk youth over there, doing my best to service them.
When asked what exactly that meant, Hal Linkey simply said this, and then immediately hung up.
When I do God's work, it's basically on par with what I normally do.
And now Scoundrels wants to hear from you. Do you think Hal Linkey's a crook or self-help extraordinaire? Leave your comment on the CCA Productions Facebook page, facebook.com/CCA Productions. Thank you for listening to this episode of Scoundrels. We'll leave you with this excerpt from the Hal Linkey exclusive interview.
As you know, I'm Hal Linkey, life coach extraordinaire, and I think the term life coach, it limits itself, to, as I was saying on my show before I left for Cambodia, I can help you not only in life, but Hal Linkey is branching out. I can also help you in the afterlife.
Scoundrels is produced and edited by CCA Productions. You can find all of the CCA Productions audio on SoundCloud, YouTube, Stitcher, and iTunes by simply searching CCA Productions Presents. Thank you for listening.